A lot of folks think that unlimited cellular data is actually a thing of the past. That's actually not true. Today we're going to show you 3 ways you can get yourself an unlimited data plan for when you're on the road. The first option available to you is from a company called Karma. Karma offers a small mobile hotspot device for $149, and that device will give you unlimited data for $50 per month. But there are a few catches. The Karma device runs on Sprint's 3G network, so it is not a 4G device. Karma does offer 4G plans, but they're not unlimited. So is 3G enough? For most folks, the answer is yes. 3G speeds range from 1.5 meg per second downloads to around 6 meg as a cap. And to give you some comparisons, a decent quality YouTube stream or Netflix stream is going to run you about 1.5 meg per second download. So there's some room there for you to do just about anything you'd want in terms of mobile streaming. Emails, browsing the web, things like that are going to work perfectly fine with that device. What we also like about the Karma device is that there's no contract. So if you're in a situation where you're in a coverage area where it's not giving you what you need, you can simply cancel your service, or you can suspend your service until you're in a coverage area that'll work for you. Some other carriers are offering unlimited data, but once you hit the cap for your high-speed data, the speed drops to 128 kilobits per second. That's about the same speed as the old dial-up modems you had back in the 90s. So virtually unusable. Maybe usable in a pinch, but not very good. The Karma device does not do that, which is another reason we really like it. All the details are available on yourkarma.com, and we'll put a link up for that. So check it out. It's a really good first option. The second option for obtaining an unlimited data plan is a risky one, and I don't really recommend it, but it's worth mentioning because I hear a lot of people talking about it on the internet. The second option is transferring someone's existing account to your name through what's called an assumption of liability, or an AOL. The reason why this is risky is because all of the major carriers, Verizon and AT&T, have changed their policies over the last 3 or 4 years to say that if you do an AOL, or an assumption of liability transfer, the unlimited data plans are no longer transferable to the new owner. You can transfer the liability, but you lose the unlimited aspect of the plan. So why are a lot of people still talking about this? Well, essentially the systems in AT&T and Verizon haven't changed, and you can still transfer the unlimited contracts, but it's against their company policy. So what does that mean? Essentially what it means is that if you go into a Verizon store and you speak to somebody, or AT&T store, or on the phone, and you speak to somebody who doesn't really know the rules or hasn't done one of these in a while, they may transfer it for you and give you the same unlimited plan, but they're not really supposed to, which is why it's a dangerous option. If you do decide to go ahead with an assumption of liability transfer, make sure you double check with the representative that you will be able to keep that unlimited data option. A lot of times they say that you will, and then you'll find on your first bill that they've changed it to a different plan, which is not what you signed up for. So definitely do your homework and double check. The other challenge with assumption of liabilities is you can't upgrade your devices once you have an old grandfathered in plan. So you're going to most likely be buying your new phones or devices on eBay or through other channels, or paying full price at the store. The reason being is when you go to the store and you see those discounted $199 prices, that assumes you're signing up for a new contract and that you're on a new current plan with that provider. If you're going to have a grandfather plan, that's not going to be available to you. For assumption of liabilities, a lot of folks are looking on eBay to find people who are looking to sell their old plans. Be really careful with this option. I've seen plans online ranging from $300 to $3,000 to sell grandfathered in unlimited data plans. And nowhere in the fine print does it say, by the way, Verizon doesn't allow this, or AT&T doesn't allow this. So there's a lot of risk that that's either fraudulent and they don't have an account in the first place, or that during the transfer process, you might lose the unlimited data feature. Option 2, definitely the riskiest of the 3 options. The third option is a little bit unorthodox, but it's becoming more and more popular as time goes on. So imagine you had a friend and he had an unlimited data plan, but he wasn't using it. Let's say he was paying $100 a month for that unlimited data plan. And he says to you, for $150, I will send you my device. You pay me every month $150. I'll pay Verizon or AT&T their $100. I'll keep $50 and you get my unlimited data plan. That's essentially how option 3 operates. You're basically renting someone else's device from them. Now, there are clauses in the Verizon and AT&T contracts saying you're not allowed to resell their services. So there's definitely some gray area on this being allowed or not allowed, but a lot of folks are doing it. Now, why would somebody who had one device go through all that trouble for an extra $50 a month? Well, it's a little bit more complicated than just one phone. Most of the people that you find online who are willing to rent you their devices have a lot of lines because they have a business account. Most accounts with Verizon and AT&T start off when you activate a business account with between 10 and 50 lines that are eligible for that unlimited data plan that they got when they first signed up for their business account. That means that you're one of many people probably renting a device from that one person, and they've turned this rental business into a pretty decent amount of income. Typically, folks that are interested in renting their unlimited data plans can be found on eBay or other online marketplaces. I like eBay because they own PayPal and they have some fraud protections if somebody does not send you a device. Once you identify somebody who's saying unlimited data for $149 a month AT&T, send them a personal message and get a better understanding of what they're talking about. If they say, I send you a device, it's unactivated on the first of every month, you PayPal me that monthly fee and I make sure your device stays active, that's somebody who's looking to rent you something from their account. Once you've identified somebody who's interested in renting their account to you, look at their feedback rating in eBay or your other auction sites. What I typically look for is a feedback rating that's over 90%. I prefer 100% feedback. Positive feedback rating. But separate than that, look at the number of positive feedbacks they have. You want that number to be a minimum of 200 is my recommendation. That means they've successfully sold or done a transaction with over 200 people on eBay who have all given them positive feedback. That's a really good way to know that you're not dealing with somebody who's interested in scamming. Finding somebody reputable to rent you a device is probably the hardest part about this process. When you typically want to do business with somebody, you want to get on the phone with them, understand a bit who they are, and know that they're doing business inside the United States. That could be a little bit tricky in this particular case because they may not be interested in identifying who they are because they don't want to get in trouble with their carrier for reselling the service. That said, I suggest you personal message the person interested and try to get more information about what they're doing, where they're located, and who they are so that you can identify that they are a reputable US-based seller. So those are our 3 options for getting yourself an unlimited cellular data plan. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to comment if you have any suggestions for future videos or any best practices or tips on this particular topic.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
You can also subscribe to the blog directly on LivinLite.net, and you'll receive email updates of all of our posts.